Every day, children carry with them a range of issues and experiences that affect their ability to learn. But with an empowered support staff, Mission Hill's teachers know they have willing hands, attentive sounding boards, and a wealth of expertise to rely on.
Yes. Everybody has something to learn. Everybody has something to teach. I love their questions. I love the fact that at this school you keep questioning everything. You know, watching a kid go from a place where they really didn't know if they could do something, and to get their faith and their courage enough to trust someone to either ask for help or to push through. Like that, to me, is a magnificent moment. Go for it.
The reason why my belief matters, because some people have been dreaming to be free.
Is that you in the middle? In a lot of other school settings, the speech therapist does one thing, the occupational therapist does another thing, the resource room teacher does another thing, and the teacher's doing a fourth thing. And the left hand never really knows what the right hand is doing. And here at Mission Hill, everything is integrated. And what we see is that as children make progress and make improvements, it's the whole child that's improving rather than one piece here and one piece there.
From the very first time that I began to work with kids here, the adults shared what they knew, supported me in my work, and made themselves available. How do you feel about changing every time somebody teases you?
I feel bad because I want to be myself and I don't want nobody to make fun of me just because of the way I look.
Do people sometimes make fun of you anyway?
Yes.
Some of the kids that are having a hard time in a class would come just sort of to take a break, sort of regroup themselves before they could go back to class. You know, then they come in looking forward to someone to talk to or hang out here and just to relax themselves. And sometimes it's just for a hug, which is great, you know. We don't always know what happens at home the night before with some of these kids. We don't know what they're going through, and they have a place to come and feel as though they're not being judged on a school level.
Everyone working together can create a strong learning environment that encourages respect and empathy. But that doesn't make the issues children are dealing with simply disappear.
All right, you have someone here who's ready to help you, and you're not wanting that help, and you're putting yourself in a position where, you know, you're gonna fail, man. You know? It's just not very smart. Tons of fun.
So listen, I'm not quite sure what the problem is, but I hear yelling and I see grabbing. Is any of that gonna help you get it solved? No.
It's okay. It's okay.
Though he is behind academically, our biggest concern is his behavior.
But doesn't spill over the way it used to.
Yeah.
It used to be like huge, and he'd get really angry at people. And
I can remember back to his first couple days at school. Every child had been hit, punched, kicked, pinched, something by him. By the end of his second year with us, he wasn't sort of in that space anymore.
There was a very significant difference between his expressive and receptive. He got everything right on the expressive and nothing right on the receptive. All sounds, no matter what they are, the typing on the computer, the radio, they all come in at the same level. So when you're giving him a direction, he may very well be listening to you, but there's so much going on around him and it's so loud.
Yeah, I mean, he's a little boy who doesn't have a friend. And what that looks like and feels like. I'm wondering if we could think about how to build that for him.
We ask for help, which is hard to do because I think as a teacher, especially I'll say as a young teacher, the instinct is close the door and hope everyone thinks that everything is going really well. And the reality is that you need support and you need help, and with open doors, we're always saying those things to each other.
Some of those conversations are very hard, but I know.
Student teachers here find that their mentor support includes pointing out where their own additional growth is needed.
Yeah, I would just cry. Just cry. And like, so now.
And that often changes their perspective on what teaching means.
One thing I am worried about, which I didn't get.
Before, I guess I kind of was one of those people who was like, this kid is a bad kid, and there's nothing we can do, and you know, we throw up our hands. And then I come here, and there are kids who definitely have a lot of trouble, maybe controlling their bodies, maybe they, with swearing a lot, with maybe violence and things like that. But I've learned that, okay, there are things that are behind the scenes that I don't see. Maybe home life, maybe like internal struggles, struggles with friends at school that are affecting the way they are. And I've just slowly learned that those kids really, they're not the bad kids. They need some work. They need some help. It's a huge change, a huge kind of mindset switch.
Relating school to the larger world starts early at Mission Hill, and sometimes it's the oldest students who lead the way, as you'll see in the next chapter of A Year at Mission Hill.